is
champion.
Yeah, undisputed champion. Nigga, I was saying I need to get money. I need to get out of my situation. That's another thing why I say like once I get to, while I'm at this level, like it's no point, like it's no more point to prove to my.
Swindle around and fight Jake Paul for this money. If you think I'm going to sit back by the wayside and sit there and be like, well, even though I'm contracted to fight this guy for this amount of money on this certain day, I'm just gonna sit here and be cool with, oh, he might not ever fight me, and he's gonna go fight and get paid and get this money, and I'm not supposed to get anything.
Gervonta Tank Davis has finally opened up about why he chose to face Jake Paul instead of granting Lamont Roach a rematch. However, the situation has intensified as Roach is reportedly considering legal action against Davis for breach of contract. In a recent interview, Tank explained that no matter what he did, fans would still find reasons to criticize him. So this time, he's simply doing what benefits him most, chasing the money.
Nah, Tank is a money fighter. Who's the bigger money fight for Tank? I don't think that's Shakur.
Who else would you think? Jake Paul?
Yeah, for sure, but I'm not even talking about fake boxing. Like, for sure, he gonna do that if that.
As many have noticed, Gervonta Tank Davis appears somewhat detached from boxing ahead of his upcoming fight with Jake Paul. However, his recent comments reveal that this sense of disconnection began right after his draw with Lamont Roach. Speaking at Monday's press conference, Davis shared, "I don't want to put too much out there. I'm just doing what's best for me and what feels right for me. I've been doing this since I was 7 years old. So this is the first camp where I can really enjoy myself and feel like me again." He went on to explain that even while preparing for the Roach rematch, he felt distant, say it was more about staying focused without getting too emotionally involved.
I don't want to put a lot out there, but it's just, doing what's best for me and what's right for me. And I've been doing this for a little minute now. I've been doing it for...
That response didn't sit well with fans. To many, it sounded evasive, like a man avoiding a topic he's already closed off. Lamont Roach quickly fired back, mocking Davis online. He shared a meme of Lisa Simpson crying with red eyes, captioned, "Every time he gotta explain why he's fighting Jake." A sharp, funny jab that perfectly captured the petty, playful tone of classic boxing rivalries.
Boxing. Pound for pound title. And me, on the other hand, coming up from 130 to 135 to fight this monster. That's gonna make me a 2-division world champ. That's gonna make me 2-time world champ. And that's gonna put me...
But beneath the humor, Roach's frustration was clear. He's still bitter that the rematch everyone expected disappeared the moment Davis agreed to fight Jake Paul. When news of the bout first broke, Roach wasted no time taking another jab online, posting, "Told y'all, duck duck," followed by 4 duck emojis for emphasis.
Like, just handle the business right. That's all. Just handle the business right. Don't think you're gonna do bad business with me and think it's just gonna be okay. No, we're gonna call you out every single time. Don't duck a fight with me and fight a YouTuber that's 200 pounds and think it's okay. It's not okay. I don't care what, unless you took the proper.
It appears that Gervonta Tank Davis's choice to skip a rematch with Lamont Roach and instead fight Jake Paul has taken a new twist, this time on the business front. Roach recently addressed whether he planned to pursue legal action against Davis for what many viewed as a breach of their rematch agreement. Speaking on Inside the Ring, Roach clarified that he won't be taking Tank to arbitration, even though he could. "I never said this publicly, but no, we're not going to arbitration," he revealed. "I'm very well taken care of." While he didn't explain what taken care of meant, his tone made it clear. Someone had already settled things with him financially behind the scenes.
To go to arbitration, then what? Then you got to pay lawyer fees, or you put your promotional company in a hole where they have to back you because technically it's on them. They're the ones who putting on the fight. That's who I have the contract. That's who draws up the agreement, the contracts, or whatever the case may be. So, like, you know what I'm saying? Like, it's crazy for you to do business-wise.
Roach went on to publicly express his gratitude toward Al Heyman, PBC, and Gervonta Davis's team for stepping in to resolve the situation. I want to publicly thank Al Heyman, PBC, and everyone who made things right on his behalf. Roach said, even though he messed up, they made things right on my end. His statement all but confirmed that PBC arranged a private settlement, compensation in exchange for keeping the dispute out of court, for a fighter who had been pushing hard for that rematch. It was a calm, professional way to end the matter. More importantly, it offered a glimpse into how boxing politics operate. When a star like Davis shifts toward a money fight, the business machine ensures every loose end is quietly tied.
It don't look like that's gonna happen. For everybody that keep asking me, everybody be on every single boxing page, boxing source, you hearing it from the horse's mouth, it might not happen, or most likely not gonna happen for sure. Same, but I think he dodging that. Dodging God's plan. You know, the dude reach out. If you want to fight or you don't, simple. That's it.
For Gervonta Davis, this fight carries a different kind of meaning. He's openly admitted that his motivation for boxing has started to fade. After spending his entire life in the sport, building an impressive record and making countless headlines, Davis now seems more focused on financial stability than legacy. In his view, he's earned that right. Facing Jake Paul offers him a chance to secure one last big payday, stay healthy, and exit on his own terms. But in doing so, he's reignited a broader debate about boxing's direction when money outweighs competition.
Him and Tank Davis weren't friends. Him and Tank Davis weren't cool. They didn't really know each other like that. They were just cordial. This is a different cry from what he said about Tank Davis leading up to his first fight with Tank Davis. And I believe it is because he realized how out of pocket he has been. He realized that, well, let me make it seem like it's not as out of pocket to shit on him after he gave me.
Among active fighters, few have spoken as candidly about the situation as Shakur Stevenson. He admitted that he understands why Gervonta, Tank Davis made the move, but said he wouldn't have done the same. According to Shakur, Tank came dangerously close to losing against Lamont Roach, and a rematch defeat would have damaged his market value. By taking the fight with Jake Paul first, Shakur explained, Tank not only avoided that risk, but also ensured the matchup would generate far more money.
You blame a man for taking that opportunity because this is prize fighting, right? It's about making money and securing your family. Can you fault him for that?
It's two sides of that. Like,
okay.
It just depends. Like, as a fighter, just because I had a draw with somebody, for me, I may run it back. But in a business aspect, if you run it back and you lose to Lamont.
Then there's Terrence Crawford, who didn't hold back. He stated outright that Jake Paul's size makes this a dangerous matchup for Gervonta, Tank Davis. Jake's way too big for Tank, Crawford warned. Coming from one of boxing's most respected technicians, that statement carries weight. Crawford wasn't mocking the fight or questioning Tank's courage. He was simply pointing out the reality of physics. Jake's natural size, frame, and reach could easily turn what many view as an exhibition into a real risk. To Crawford, this isn't a soft choice at all. It's an unusual gamble, one less about proving skill and more about surviving a physical mismatch. Yet, not everyone in boxing sees it that way.
Instant reaction to that.
I don't know what's going to happen with a 135-pounder going up against a 200-pounder. I think it's not a real fight. Jake just too big. Tank ain't gonna be able to get in from that jab. Jake land one good punch on Tank.
Raleigh Romero came to Tank's defense, saying people need to stop acting like fighters shouldn't get paid. You can't blame Tank. He's got a family to feed, Romero said. It's a simple point, but one that resonates with anyone who's seen boxers retire broke after brutal careers. His message was clear. No one else takes the punches, so no one else has a right to judge how a fighter earns his final payday.
Bro, you can't be mad at somebody for doing what they feel is best for them.
Will it impact Tank's legacy if Jake Paul were like to beat him or even like knock him out?
Dude, Tank's a 3-division world champion, 4-time 3-division world champion. At the end of it, bro, you can't.
Davis's team shares the same outlook. His longtime trainer, Calvin Ford, described the Jake Paul fight as a smart business move rather than a betrayal of boxing. Ford explained that the team carefully negotiated every detail, glove size, weight, and other conditions, to prioritize Tank's safety and maintain his leverage. From their perspective, it's no different from any professional making a sound financial decision before retirement. This is a business decision, Ford said, a sentiment repeatedly echoed by Davis's camp. For them, it's no longer about Lamont Roach. It's about maximizing what time and opportunity remain before Tank eventually walks away from the sport.
Only concern is, the gloves. You understand what I'm saying? Because we don't fight in 12-ounce gloves. We don't use 12-ounce gloves. That's training gloves, you know what I'm saying? I'm like, that's 2 pounds away from Jake. He fights in 10s.
Meanwhile, Lamont Roach has hinted that the story isn't over yet. He's frustrated enough to consider legal action if any formal rematch agreements were ignored. For now, it's all talk and no movement, but his tone in interviews makes it clear. He feels pushed aside by boxing's money politics. What stings most isn't just losing the rematch opportunity, but how quickly it vanished the moment a bigger payday appeared. To Roach, it feels like a professional insult, one that undermines the very principles fighters are meant to trust in merit, rankings, and fairness.